Good day, everyone. I'm Olive, and welcome to my presentation for assignment 2 in ETS 170 Education Policy. Today, I will be discussing a critical assessment of the policymaking process of the Department of Education. In this video, I will briefly discuss the policy process, assess if DepEd's approach follows policymaking standards, and explain whether it works or how it can be improved. The STEP-ED policy development process adheres to standards of policymaking. Now let's compare the stages of the policy process by Tom Birkeland with the STEP-ED policy development process to answer that question. In Birkeland's model, issue emergence happens when an issue is brought to public attention after capturing public interest, such as through media or significant events, for example, the COVID-19 pandemic. DepEd, however, identifies issues through research data and consultations, while Birkeland's model responds to public concerns. DepEd takes a more planned, research-based approach. Agenda setting. Both models decide which issues to prioritize. DepEd aligns its priorities with national education goals, which is similar to Birkeland's idea of selecting issues for action. Alternative selection. Birkeland highlights exploring different policy options. DepEd's equivalent is policy formulation, where possible solutions are studied based on feasibility, budget, and the needs of the education sector. Enactment. Birkeland described this as formalizing a decision into a law or policy. DepEd's policy adoption stage aligns with this, where policies are made official through DepEd orders or memoranda. Implementation. Both models focus on putting the policy into action. DepEd's policy implementation cascades policies from national to regional and schools levels and monitor compliance. Evaluation. In Birkeland's model, evaluation happens during or after implementation to allow for adjustments. DepEd conducts policy review, including midterm and end of policy evaluation after full implementation. Does DepEd's process adhere to policy standards? Yes. DepEd's policy development process generally adheres to the standards of policy making. It follows the essential stages outlined in models like Tom Birkeland stages model policy process. However, while DepEd's process is systematic and evidence-based, the stages model of the policy process is more flexible and adaptive. Will it work? Yes, if the policy is to be created or implemented requires careful planning and is designed for long-term goals. DepEd's policy process is structured and follows a step-by-step approach which works well for reforms that involve thorough research, coordination, and gradual implementation, such as curriculum changes or nationwide education programs. No, it will not work if the policy is meant to address a crisis, emergency, or unforeseen situation. The stages model of the policy process is more flexible because it allows policies to adjust as issues evolve, making it effective for urgent situations like pandemics or terrorism. It also integrates evaluation with implementation, meaning that policies can be monitored and improved in real time rather than waiting until the policy is fully implemented. One of the limitations in DepEd's policy process is how evaluation is handled. DepEd's policy implementation focus on execution of the policy, while evaluations such as midterm and end of policy evaluation are conducted only after the policy has been fully implemented. How can it be improved? DepEd should evaluate policies while they are being implemented for real-time adjustments. And a stronger formative evaluation, meaning checking the progress while the policy is still ongoing, would help identify problems early and allow for improvements before the policy is fully implemented. For example, if teachers are already struggling with a new policy, especially with the teaching methods, changes should be made right away, not halfway through or at the end of implementation phase.